welcome to episode number 93 of the Solo Gamer Podcast. Today I am joined by one of our cohorts, one of our loyal, steadfast co-hosts.
Coast to coast.
Dude, coast. That I may have just shortened the word co-host.
There you go.
You're now a coast.
You're
Taylor,
wordsmith.
what's up, man? Welcome in.
What's up, Ian? How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm doing great. We were just talking about just work and trying to go to the gym and stressing out about stuff. And summertime is weird because it's nice and it's sunny and it's bright and it's not too hot yet here, but my life gets measurably worse during the summer. So it's a very mixed feeling for me. Coming into June is when things really get rocking. So I'm happy because it's like, oh, it's nice out and we're going on dog walks, but I'm also like, fuck, it's coming.
I know. Yeah.
What's up with you?
Dude, not a whole lot. I was going to say summer, I feel like, is when things start to get crazy here too. But like just from a weather perspective, it's like, not necessarily because everything is going on, but it's just like getting hotter. And at least for right now, we've had a really, really mild spring so far. So it seems like some days are like really hot. Like we went swimming this last weekend at my parents' house and it was pretty decently hot. Like it was a good swim day, but other days it's been like kind of beautiful. So
we've been great to hear.
Yeah, we've been really liking having a more mild spring. And then apparently we're supposed to get a lot of rain this year too. Like the monsoon season is supposed to be like actually present.
Like an actual monsoon?
Yeah. Like as opposed to the last couple years, it's just been bone dry. So
yeah, I mean, that's always the thing. I remember getting so frustrated living in Phoenix as someone, and I should just preface this for anyone. I know we have a number of Arizonans listening. Like, I am the biggest bitch when it comes to heat. I don't handle it well.
Me too.
I can't handle it. I don't know how, but you might be a bitch about it, but you might be a bitch on the Phoenix scale.
Yeah.
But like you were born there. What is McBain? I was born
molded by it. Yeah,
molded by it. Like I was not. I never got used to it. I remember a couple years after I moved there. It was like 2013. It was December, and I finished work at Discover, and I walked out to my car, and it was like hot in my car. I was like, "What the fuck?"
You're right. It's crazy, dude.
Like I just couldn't. I never ever acclimated after a decade there, and So when I complain about the heat, it probably shouldn't even mean anything to you or to anyone else.
Well,
I can't handle it.
I've noticed as I've gotten older, it's been more and more difficult to kind of stomach it. But I don't know. I found as I got older, like both sides of the extreme, I just don't do well with anymore. But we keep our apartment like super cold. Like I'm talking like 70, 69, 68 sometimes even. Like we just crank that shit. So it's always usually like really, really nice in here. Like I have to wear like a hoodie most of the time.
Yeah, that's the best.
Actually, like I almost as like a mini blanket. Like my coworkers will like get on like our like Zoom call meetings or whatever, and they're like, "Taylor, you said you live in Phoenix?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Why are you wearing a hoodie right now?" And I was like,
"Yeah,
well, we keep it like a freezer in this apartment, like for that exact reason." So like as I'm walking around and like working and walking around the house, I just have this like my hoodie on because it's like just a little chilly.
Yeah. That's the way I think that is why I will always prefer cold if I have to choose, because at least I can just put more stuff on and I will get warm. I have been uncomfortably hot in walking like through snow before because I've got coats and stuff that are so legitimate that I have to like unbutton or unzip some stuff to get some airflow because I'm so hot. So you can't do that with heat.
No.
I can be butt naked. I'm just going to get burned. That's the only difference.
Right.
It doesn't matter at all. So it's like, it's just a different thing. Kyle spends a lot of time here and everyone's so different. Like their natural sort of what feels comfortable. And he is a heat guy. I think he'd do great in Phoenix or SoCal, or, he's in the Philippines right now. He likes it. He wants to have a tank top, shorts and sandals, and that he's uncomfortable feeling cold, which I totally understand.
Yeah.
But he just gets there a lot faster than we do. So whenever he comes here, he like, especially in the winter, like in the winter time, if it's cold, we just have the door and windows open and shit. Like,
oh yeah,
it's cool, man. I like it a lot. If it gets really cold, we won't do that. But most of the time, it's not. So it's like a perfect. I really like it here as far as the weather goes. I will say, however, one thing we have is that on this part of Washington where we live, which is like on the east side of a big mountain, so we don't get all that rain like Seattle does.
Yeah.
And it gets hot here, and we're surrounded by woods like around our valley. And every year, especially as we don't get the snowpack that we used to, just as climate change just destroys our entire planet, we're getting less and less snow every single year. There's less water on the glaciers and the snowpack in the mountains that doesn't melt as the summer happens. So everything's really dry, and we get horrible fires around us. And usually like every August or September is just like we're just choking on smoke. You can't go outside.
Yeah.
So that's gotten worse. And then that usually lasts for like 4 to 6 weeks or something, and it's fucking brutal.
Yeah. I was going to say in the since you've moved back, I feel like I've heard about like 5 to 6 different massive fires that they've had out there that have just been like devastating.
Just all of our beautiful woods just slowly burning away, a little bit by little bit every single year. It'll be more this year. We had like no snow this winter, so this is going to be a really horrible summer for sure.
Oof, yeah.
But we'll see how hot it gets. But man, you just get one lightning strike, or one person throws a cigarette butt out, and it's like there goes hundreds of miles of forest because it's just all dry as a bone.
Right. Damn.
So
yeah,
it's sad. It's pretty crazy. This, like where we are, like the climate, the woods and stuff reminds me a lot of like, it's the type of woods of like Flagstaff.
Yeah.
Or where did Jimmy and Amanda get married? Was that
Prescott maybe, or
no, Shiloh or
Sholo?
Sholo, that's what it is. I knew it wasn't Shiloh. Sholo, like woods, dense woods, but kind of that dry, crispy needles.
Yeah.
Just sort of like it's not like if you go to the west side, if you go to Seattle and you keep going west to the peninsula, that's a literal rainforest. Like they get so much rain, and that's like moss growing all over everything. It's a completely different universe.
You're right.
It's like
different biome.
Crazy. So anyway, enough about all that. But it's still, when it's early summer like this, is beautiful here. So yeah. I'm glad to hear that it's been the same for you guys too. That's always good.
Oh yeah.
So this is a simple episode. I've been really looking forward to this one. I feel like the change in how we're doing this is already working. I think for me, just as
me too,
as the host or a host or getting ready for the show. Like, I'm so excited about this now because we haven't gotten to talk about all the games we've been playing. I've been playing a lot since we last did it. It's been like a month.
Yeah, me too, man. I really liked this new style, and I'm glad it seems like it's gone over well with our listeners too. Because I was like, it just so happens like every week it feels like everybody gets kind of busy. Like not a ton changes from week to week. So
no,
every like 3 to 4 weeks, like we can have like a good slate of things that we're playing. So I think this works so much better than our previous thing. It also feels like you don't really have to think about a whole lot on the off days, right? Like we already kind of know what's happening now, as opposed to all of us kind of just being like, what's the topic going to be? I don't know. What about this?
Yeah, we're like trying to come up with it. Now we only have to come up with those like once a month.
Yeah.
Which is
totally
more
doable.
Time and totally doable, and also makes it more interesting because we're not going to run out of stuff as quickly as we do sometimes.
Right.
Trying to come up with one. And I also think this episodes will be a little shorter, which works for me. Like trying to do 2.5 hours. We start at like 7:00. I mean, it's 9:30, 10 sometimes by the time we're done. Sometimes we like to talk a little bit before the show. We like to talk a little bit after the show. By the time it's over, you've watched an extended Lord of the Rings movie, and you're like, oh, it's bedtime.
Right.
I'm not ready to go to bed.
That's such a weird way to put it into perspective, too, because it's like you think of like an extended Lord of the Rings episode, you're like, damn, that is long. You're strapped in. That. Right?
But here, it's totally different. It just goes by like that.
Yeah.
No time at all. We also got a bunch of write-ins. which is awesome. We got quite a few. We got 3 write-ins, and they're like nice and meaty. So
yeah,
that is meaty. That is sick. I am very much looking forward to that. I don't even know where to start, man. I mean, you know what, before we get into it, and we do have a little announcement we're going to make, which we'll do. But before you get into like exactly what you're playing, like what space have you been in with games? It's like the last month, you know, because sometimes it's like you said, there's weeks where a whole week goes by and you barely even picked up a controller, and there's other times where you start and beat a game in a single week. How has the time been treating you? Do you feel like you've been kind of in a groove playing a lot of games lately, or is life beating up on you?
No, I feel like I've been able to play a decent amount of stuff the last couple weeks. Like I said, not enough for it to be massive from week to week, but now that we're kind of going a couple weeks between episodes like these and catching up, it seems like I've been able to make a little bit more headway. So yeah, it seems like time has opened up for me really nicely. My big thing is like a lot of the stuff I'm playing here, I'm like with probably like 2 or 3 of these games, I'm like right at the end where I could finish it out if I just sat there like on a Saturday or something and like banged out like 5 hours just straight. I could probably finish like one of these things or maybe even 2 of them in one weekend, but it's just like I've had things come up and like plans, and we've got like invited to things, and it's like I haven't had that time, but it's like it'll be really satisfying. I've been doing a thing on Blue Sky that I did on Twitter at one point in time where I do like a log of all the games I've beaten in a given year, and I'll like just say like the date that I completed it, like who developed it, like put a little picture up there. So that's been kind of my nice little check off of being like, oh, I finished this and time to move on to the next thing. So
I straight up copied you.
Dude, I love doing that. It's so fun, isn't it?
Mine has been, I say the name of the game and the month and year that I beat it, and then like a very small little like 2 to 3 sentence blurb about my thoughts or whatever.
Yeah. Very and I might steal that from you too. But I've also kind of flirted with the idea of maybe doing like making short form content out of that too. So I don't know. There's just so many things you could do, you know?
I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just the time in life, which is kind of the same thing as age. But I feel very motivated to do stuff like making YouTube content or not because I think it's going to take off. I just enjoy it. I like video editing. I like writing scripts. I like recording them, putting it together, posting it. I really enjoy all that process, but I just don't do it.
Yeah.
I just don't. I just like when it comes down to it, I'm either going to play a game or I'm going to hang out with Alicia and the dogs or whatever the case. I'm going to watch YouTube or something. Like I just don't, it just isn't. And that's why I haven't made a living on YouTube, because I don't have that. I did at one point. I think that's part of it. You and I and Kevin and Mason, you know, we've talked about this before. We had 0 HP.
Yeah.
And I really did a lot of work on that. I put a ton of time into that. I learned so much about video editing, and I felt like I improved and got better. And I'm sure if I would have kept on it, maybe something would have happened. But I just had too many times where I would post something that I was really proud of, and you know, you get like 17 views. You're just like, it's like weird. It's like I didn't start out doing it because I want the views, but to just get like nothing
right,
is weird. It just feels like, man, is it like, if it's just for me, maybe I would rather now just play games.
Right. Yeah. Well, it just seems like if you could get to like a little bit of a milestone number, like if it was kind of a thing where like I posted something and it got like 50 views and then like 4 to 5 comments, I'd be like, that's awesome.
That would be enough.
That would be consistent. Great. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be really cool. And the 17 were probably like 4 of them were probably me checking the editing and stuff.
Right.
Like, so it's like really, and so then like another 2 or 3 might be you. And so then it's like, you're really talking about 5 people, 6 people that actually saw it. And who knows how long they even watched it. 0 comments. So to your point, kind of like this show. when I look at our numbers, we do between like our worst weeks are like 16 or 17 and our best are like 40 to 42. I don't know where some of those are coming from because it's not all the people in our Discord, but we have a group of people that participate. Like you guys listening are a huge reason why we keep doing this, because
100%. It's
super cool to have a group that listens every week, and I appreciate that you guys actually look forward to it.
Yeah.
It totally is the reason I've kept on it. Or like the music that I do. I mean, I remember before we posted any music as a band, the guitarist who does a lot of the recording and mixing and mastering, and he writes a lot of the music. The two of us write a lot of stuff, and we had both been in bands prior that had music on Spotify and YouTube and did play shows and all this stuff. And the rest of our bandmates who are like his friends, his brother-in-law is our drummer, and then their friends from high school. Like they had never been in like anything other than like a little jam band or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, never.
Like not played shows or anything.
They'd never played shows before. They hadn't ever been in a band that released music online, nothing like that. And so they were saying stuff like when they were coming up with a part or they were talking about a part of a song, they'd be like, I really think the fans are going to dig this part. And Will and I were always like, we would always talk about it later. We were just like, oh, sweet child, sweet
summer child. Yeah.
There will be no fans. There will be no listens. We will pump this music into the black empty void where it will go to die slowly,
and then we'll do it again,
or instantaneously, and we'll do it again and again because we like writing the music. And the fact that like that didn't happen, and we've got like, I mean, we have like 1,500 monthly listeners, which is nothing for Spotify, but that's fucking crazy.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah.
And I just can never, and it's never gone down. It's like never been less than since like the last album we dropped. It's never gone below like 1,300 monthly, like ever. I haven't seen it lower than that in months. So it's like Will and I are just like, well, we did it. I mean, this is like all we could ever have imagined, is like actually
over the moon. Yeah.
Insane. Absolutely insane. So this, like, that's enough to keep us going. And we don't make any money or anything. I mean, that's not very much.
Yeah.
Like, I think our number one song has like 30,000 listens to. I mean, it's like, you go look at like Taylor Swift, where she's got billions of plays on her song. So it's like, I'm not over here like bragging about that, but it's awesome. It's similar. It feels similar to this, where it's like you found this little kernel of humanity that listens. You're like, fuck yeah, man, that's cool.
Right. Come on in.
So anyway, that's our long-winded way of just saying thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening, guys. That's seriously, it means a lot.
I have been able to play a lot over the last month or so. So that's been great. I've finished like I'll say 2.5 games.
That's pretty good.
One's kind of a cheat, but I've been having a great time gaming lately. So I'm excited to talk about it today. Before we get into that, we're just so everyone knows, it's early, so you have a ton of time. But we have decided our next Experience Point episode is going to be Grand Theft Auto 5 in preparation for GTA 6, which is coming out in November. So you have plenty of time if you've not played it or if it's been a long time. It's not, I mean, it can be an insanely long game if you were to do everything. But if you just kind of play the story, a little bit of extras, it's like 40 hours, I think. It's nothing. It's not like a behemoth.
Okay.
So jump in, start playing it, and whenever it is we get, all three of us get finished with it, we will make sure and request your write-ins and your thoughts for that episode. Kyle won't be starting for a little while. He's in the Philippines. I didn't bring that up. I didn't even bring up that Kyle wasn't here. So I'm sorry, Kyle. I mentioned that we only had one co-host, but then we just went off and everything else.
Right.
But you know
Where's
what?
He disappeared to?
Fuck you, Kyle. You're on a beach, like in the beautiful Philippines. So I don't even want to hear it.
Right.
We're stuck here recording a podcast. All right. So no kidding. Kind of. Kind of. All right. How do you want to do this? Do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, back and forth.
Ping pong. Let's do it. Why don't you start us off, man? I'm looking at your list. Anywhere you want to start.
Yeah.
What's
I've
going on? What are you playing?
So a lot of these I haven't, like, I would say not a lot of them. I would say like probably like 2 to 3 of them I haven't put a ton of time into. So I'll start with the ones that I've been playing the most here. But we'll start with the most recent one because I actually played it just before we got on the show here. I actually started playing Forza Horizon 6.
I see that.
Yeah. So this one was one I was kind of anticipating for a little while. I played Forza Horizon 5 when it came out as just kind of like a weird, like, I don't know what struck me about it, but I was like, I just feel like playing a car racing game. I'm not usually like a car guy or like a racing guy in general, unless we're talking about kart racers.
Okay.
But something just kind of stood out to me about that game in particular. So I picked it up and played it and didn't put a ton of time into it. I maybe put like 10 hours or something into it. There was a lot more for me to do in it. But I just really liked the gameplay loop of they have this event in the game that I think is probably standard across the board for all the Forza games. But you have like the Horizon Festival, which is like basically like a car festival that they host in this like city every year. So every game is a different city that they've had this like tournament or this race in, basically. So you compete in all of these little qualifying races like throughout the map. And it's like an open world game. So it's like there's tons of different maps and like little biomes and stuff that you can play in. But Forza Horizon 5 was in Mexico, which was really cool to play through. And then this new one was in Japan. So naturally, me being the weeb I am, I was like, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Like, who doesn't want to race like really nice cars through beautiful Japanese wilderness and cities? And so I was excited for this one. It was kind of one of those things where it's like it just seemed like a marriage made in heaven. I know that we've talked about it a little bit before too, but like Japan also has that really rich car history. There's a lot of car fans that are out there in the country, so a lot of really famous media has been centered around Japan and cars and stuff. I know that there's it was funny. There actually was a reference to it that I caught in one of the trailers and in the game itself, but there's an anime that was in like the early to mid 90s or something called Initial D that was like all about car driving.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good. I've seen a couple episodes of it. And it's like all about like drifting and like car racing and stuff in Japan. So they had a couple little nods to it that I've seen already, but it's just a beautiful game. There's like a part already that I've played where like you're like racing through like Japanese countryside, and then they have a section where you're like racing on like, you know, one of the mountains, like a snow covered mountain with like a bunch of trucks. And so it's really cool. And then like some that where you're racing on like a beach in like Okinawa, and you're like racing through sand and it's like kicking up water, and it just looks really, really nice. Like, gotta hand it to Playground Games, man. They know how to make a beautiful like game, you know, that's also fun to play.
I feel like Forza Horizon gets like 10 every year.
Yeah, it's for good reason, man. I feel like it's a very, very well made video game, and even for somebody like me, like I said, who's not traditionally like a car guy, I found it to be really, really easy to just pick up and play. And there's so many different vehicles that you can unlock. They give you like this in-game currency that allows you to unlock different vehicles, and yeah, just a really cool system. They have like a skill tree for like some of the cars too. So like you buy like a certain vehicle, and then they have like a skill tree where it's like, oh, you get more points if you like hit drifts easier, or like if you go consistently like a certain mile per hour, like you get more like a multiplier on your points. So it's got this really cool arcade kind of feel where like, yes, you're racing and stuff like that, but then you're getting like these almost Tony Hawk style like multipliers that are like above your car that are like, oh, perfect drift or like a near miss or whatever, and you're doing like ×5 ×6 points, and you're just watching this number go up. So it kind of hits your brain with a good amount of dopamine. So
hell yeah. I'll have to. I definitely want to play it. I was like trying to decide. I'm like, do I want to jump to Ultimate for a month just to try it out for a minute and go back? I don't know, but It looks beautiful. I like cars. I got a little more into cars over the last like few years. You know how like sometimes people say like as you get older you become more conservative. Like well, that didn't happen, but I am becoming more like I like cars. I do like cars. Like I learned a little bit more about cars over the last few years just
Dude,
doing research on, and I like Japanese. I like Subaru and Honda a lot. I
love a
love like
Honda.
Civics. Like I worked at Honda for a little while at a dealership in the service area. So like I learned a ton. Then I had to do like all these. I had to take all this like at home courses about how everything in the car worked and stuff. And so I learned a ton during that time. And
That's cool.
I really like Honda a lot. And so I think this one of all of them, especially if like there's more of that, like if there's a lot of like Subarus and Hondas, like Type R's and all that, and like all that kind of stuff, that'd be pretty cool. What other racing have you? Is there any other racing games like in the past that you got into, or is this kind of the first series that's grabbed you?
I mean, I've played a little bit of Gran Turismo. I had like a friend of mine whose dad was really into Gran Turismo back in the day, and I remember we used to watch him play it a lot. But he had like the whole like racing stick,
cool.
like seat, like setup, so he was like into it. Like,
yeah, very much so.
But even then, like I gravitate towards. I'm more of like an arcade racer guy. Like I like when it's a little bit lower skill ceiling, and I'm kind of in it for more of the fun rather than the simulation side of it.
Agreed. Completely.
So I know Forza has kind of like they have Horizon, which is like the arcade series, and then they have a Motorsport, which I think is like the more like simulation based one.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd be super into the motorsport side of things, and I think Gran Turismo has the same thing, but I can't remember what their more arcadey style is. But
I was obsessed with Need for Speed Underground 2.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say Need for Speed 2 I've also played in the past.
Yeah. Need for Speed Underground 2 was like, it had like a little story to it, but it was just, he had a nice linear progression where you pick kind of an okay-ish car, and then as you win races, you unlock things to make your car look cooler or perform better, and you can change the color, and you can add decals. And this was like Fast and Furious when it was like about street racing.
Yeah.
The first couple movies were actually about street racing. You had the neon lights and all that stuff underneath, and all the Japanese cars, right? Like it was, I loved that, that era a lot. And like, it also pretty sure it ended up informing my entire musical taste, because in that one game I discovered Queens of the Stone Age and Skindred and Mudvayne and like a bunch of other really good music in that game. And that's like the last time that I was obsessed with like a car game. I probably put I don't know 40 50 hours into that. I played it a lot. I played it a whole, but I don't like, I kind of bounced off of 5, so I think this one might be worth trying though to get back into it.
This one, man, the aesthetic is just like immaculate. Like, I mean, car racing in Japan go together like peanut butter and jelly. You know, it's
100%. 100%.
And also, the soundtrack for this game is awesome. They have like plenty of kind of like your standard sort of like Madden soundtrack style songs on there as well. But they also have a lot of really cool like instrumental tracks that have kind of a Japanese flair to it. A lot of city pop, which is cool, like Japanese city pop.
Very cool.
So it's got a really, really cool, catchy soundtrack. I'm really enjoying it. I've only played it for like 2 hours or something, but I'm probably going to play it as soon as we get off of this. So
hell yeah. Well, let's hurry it up and get you out on the road. No, that's awesome. It's doing incredibly well too, I think.
That's good. It's good to hear.
Forza Horizon 6 Metacritic.
Well worth the bump up in subscription price, I think, too.
Yeah, it's at a 91 right now, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
I wonder how it sells being on Game Pass.
Probably
too early to know yet.
Some of the other ones too, I've kind of like debated going back and playing some of the older ones too, because like I said, they host each game is in a different city, and I think I was reading through some of them before, and one of them takes place in the United Kingdom, which I think would be kind of cool to
I think that was
explore
4
too. Yeah,
4. did that. Yeah, 5 was Mexico City. Well, apparently, it it had 1.47 million copies pre-ordered of the premium edition.
Wow.
Before launch. So that we know for a fact it sold 1.5 million before it ever even came out.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
So that's pretty cool. That's
happy
awesome.
for them.
I'm excited to see sales later once we know.
Me too. Yeah, weird to also think too that the same company is making Fable too.
I know. Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where like they have two separate teams.
Yeah.
That are just both Playground. You know, kind of like back in the day when they had the different teams making Call of Duty or whatever. They were different studios, obviously, but this I feel like we're gonna end up. It's gonna be like Playground, and then wherever they are, and Playground wherever they are. I don't know how they're in the UK. I think right. They're a UK studio.
Yeah, they're UK based.
Yeah. So it'll be really cool to see that. I wonder what they're gonna do with Fable, man. I feel like
that little trailer they played a couple months back was so good.
The gameplay.
Yeah.
It was nice to see gameplay. The schedule's kind of weird. I feel like they might have to push it out.
Yeah, I know. I think we were kind of getting that same sense when it first came out too. Like, hard to see where you could fit it this year with such a juggernaut, you know, like taking up so much space, right? So
yeah, it feels like a February. I could totally see it coming out like the first week of February next year would be like. Yeah, I love a good February game.
Me too. Well, it's like nothing ever releases right around then too, so it's like the perfect time to take up the mind share, you know, of like of the people.
I feel like there's always one game every year that I'm looking forward to that comes out on like February 6th or February 7th, and I'm like, I can't wait for this, and it's the only thing around, and I'm just ready to rock.
Right. That's how Resident Evil was this year. That was the big February game.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Every year there's one that comes out. Hell yeah, dude. I can't wait to hear more. I can't wait to try it. I want to play it. I'm trying to decide what I want to do there. Like, do I want to buy it? I just don't know if I should. We'll see. We shall see. You have some more on your list. If I've got basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So how about you take us through another one that you've been playing before I go?
Okay. So I think the other one that I've been probably putting the most time into lately is Metaphor ReFantazio.
You made it back.
Yep, I made it back in, and we're right towards the end. I've been keeping in touch with Craig, and I've been kind of asking for status updates on how far along I am. So I think he clocked me in at like 10 hours or so left. So I'm in kind of the home stretch now, which is really, really nice because this game has been my kind of evergreen game that I've just kind of gone back to and put in a little bit of time here and there on it. So I think that strategy works really, really well for these kind of games that are like close to, 100 hours or whatever it is. Like instead of just like mainlining it and just not playing anything else, which is like almost near impossible for me to do nowadays. I just bounce between so many different things. It feels really nice to be able to put like a couple of hours into this, like a week, and feel like I'm making some good progress. And the games meaning like the Persona style games, are just so easy to play like you're watching like an episode of TV. Like they have clear start and stop points. Like every day is broken down into like an actual day. So it's like if you have enough time, you could knock out multiple days in a row where you've got your schedule so to speak kind of figured out. So it just makes it bite-sized enough where like it's easy to put a bookmark in it, right? Like you finish like a week or something in the game and you're like, okay, that's a good stopping point. I put in like hour and a half, 2 hours or so, then I can kind of come back to it. So right now I think I'm at 75 hours. So I think when all is said and done, I did miss quite a bit of side stuff, which I'm sad about. But I think I will actually end up beating this game before the 100-hour mark, which is kind of nice. So, but it does leave me a lot of good runway to maybe come back to it when they do like the enhanced, edition or whatever later on with more characters and more dungeons and stuff like that too. So I'm just kind of looking to wrap up the story and get a get a beat on just the game in general. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I think it came out in 2024, I want to say, and it's definitely like my game of the year for that year for sure. Like it's really, really good. Definitely my favorite Persona game or Persona style game that I've played. And 5 was like a revelation to me when that came out. Like that game was just so good, and I love the story of it. But this, I think, has it beat. I mean, the story in this one is just so good. It's more high fantasy, which I always connect with more than kind of like the urban style fantasy, I guess, of like Persona. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels cool to interact with those characters, and I don't know. I need to have like a conversation with myself at some point, because I think when it wraps up, this could be like a top 10 for me. It's that good,
man.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to redo our episode.
I know. I don't know who I'm replacing, but we'll see. So
yeah, that's a big part of it. It's like it feels that way, and then you go to look at the list, and you're like, I don't know how to where I should switch this around. But that's saying something, man. And I feel like that happens less and less for me.
Yeah.
Feeling that tough way about a game when you're playing it.
Yeah, I feel like I've been like gifted with some amazing games the last couple years, like to where like those conversations have been coming up more and more. Like the last couple years for me, like game of the year wise, are like, I mean, just some like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 experiences, like between like Elden Ring in 2023, Metaphor in 2024, KCD in 2025. I mean, like those 3 games right there, like I could easily slot those into like a top 10 list of all time. So I mean, it's just like, what a great time to be playing video games, man.
I know, and it's funny because I feel like if you pay any attention to the community, you'd never know. Like just online, everything is so. Even YouTube, I've listened to there's a lot of YouTubers I like that I watch that are not insanely negative, but it's just it takes them over too. They can't get away from it. They're surrounded by it, and sometimes you just got to remember, it's like this is fun. And
yeah,
there's more games than I could ever finish in my lifetime, probably, that I'm surrounded by, that I just get to play all the time. And it is like the golden era. I was thinking about that with like consoles and stuff too. Like I would love to do, we always talk about what our favorite consoles are and the 360 or whatever, but I'm like, yeah, the 360 is my favorite console of all time. But honestly, the Series X is probably the best console I've ever had. Like just
it's very, very good,
which is crazy, but it's not even really about like anything the console is doing or the fact that, it's like their exclusives are so great. They're not. I mean, Halo's basically dead. There's plenty of negatives, but it's like I play so much on this thing, and it's got all the back compat, and it's like I've got my entire library practically available on it, and I can just play games on this thing forever. Like it's quiet. It's never broken down. It works like a fucking dream.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep playing. I could see myself just playing on this thing for another like 5 years, which is insane. Because that would make it really old. But to your point, it's just true. We're just spoiled.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things where unfortunately I feel like I've sensed the same negativity from the community at large, but we live in such an era now where outrage is paid handsomely, and getting people riled up and upset. There's a lot of money in that. So it feels nice to kind of be in your own corner of the internet where things are positive and people are actually like really thankful to be playing some like amazing experiences, like,
yeah, we're just having like a picnic in an apocalypse. It's kind of
right.
Like we're just hanging out. Everyone's killing each other behind us. We're like, I really like that trees right there.
Right.
Just enjoying it because you guys are crazy. We'll get into that a little bit because there's one game we're both playing that I think could potentially get into my top 10.
Oh yeah.
That I can't believe the conversation is the way it is. But Well, I'm excited to hear. I hope you're able to beat that. That'd be like probably by the next time we do one of these episodes. I think.
Oh yeah, by the
You'll be
next
done.
like catch up, what are we playing episode? We'll definitely. I'll be finished with it.
Hell yeah. I want to do a write in, and then we'll get to what I've been doing. My next one. You mentioned Craig talking about Metaphor. He wrote in, and I actually I'm curious about what he wrote in here. So he said, started one of my most anticipated games of the year this week. Coffee Talk Tokyo. It's a visual novel where you are a barista and you make people coffee and tea and listen to their life stories over lo-fi beats. It's extremely relaxing and has some wonderful hyper detailed pixel art. I'm not the biggest visual novel person, but the series is so zen. Cannot recommend enough if you're looking for a stress-free, chill gaming experience. You ever played something like this? I mean, visual novel's one thing, but like there's a few of these specific types of games. You ever played any of these?
No, I've really wanted to though. I know another game that Craig is super into that he's talked to me about before that I would love to play is a game called Valhalla. It's like
that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's like VA11HA11A or something like that. And it's basically like kind of like a similar style of game, but you're like working as a bartender, I want to say, in like a cyberpunk city.
Yeah. I have seen that one a couple times, and I've always been slightly interested in it just because of the style.
Yeah, so that's been one I've been really interested in, and I think that's in his like top 10 favorite games of all time or something. So I have a passive interest in it, but yeah, generally like visual novels, I need to have a little bit more of a gameplay loop in it to kind of like pull me in. That's probably why I vibe with like the Persona games so much, is because they are visual novels, but like it's kind of like a visual novel mixed with like a JRPG mixed with like a dating sim mixed with like several other different things. So it's like
it does. It has a few different things happening.
It's got a couple, it's got more of a hook than just like your standard visual novel. So, but yeah, generally I'm not super big on them, but definitely Valhalla would be one I would love to play. And this one sounds interesting too. I do like a pixel art kind of Tokyo vibe. Like this sounds like it is, and I love coffee. So
yeah,
who knows?
Me too. Yeah, I like the different. Just games can do so many different things. I always appreciate that. There's definitely like a level of story first game that I do enjoy. I'm looking forward to this game, and I know there's a lot of talk about it right now negatively, but I really want to play this mixtape game.
Yeah. Me and Anna have been curious about it.
So I did pick that up. I haven't played it, but I like games like that, like Firewatch, which the ending was kind of dumb, but I liked it, the first half of it. They're story heavy and gameplay light. They don't have zero gameplay, but they have close to zero maybe.
Yeah.
But they're only 3 or 4 hours long, and then you're done.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like an interactive story, and I think that's a cool, fun kind of change of pace from the gameplay heavy stuff occasionally. So
agreed.
That sounds awesome, Craig. You'll have to let us know what you think once you've gotten through that. So I'm going to start with the oldest one. I've finished a few games on this list. I finished Space Marine 2 a while back.
Nice.
Can't recommend that one enough. I think I mentioned this last time. Like, it's just so, like, unabashedly, just 360 action heavy gameplay. Like, we're just kill everything you see, and here's a bunch of different weapon types. Don't think about it too much. Here, here's a really good melee system that feels really heavy and powerful, and you get the execution animations that you can pull that give you armor back, kind of like Doom.
Yeah.
It's third person. The characters are animated really well. They have a ton of weight when they walk. The sound design is incredible. The story is cool. The universe, obviously Warhammer. If you like Warhammer 40K, I mean, I feel like these games would be the absolute best introduction to the universe to someone who's never played anything or seen anything about 40K.
Yeah.
I would definitely play the first one. Not because this one's like makes no sense at all, but there is a lot of references to the first game. It is definitely not like a reboot. It is a 2 for sure.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same character? I forget.
Yeah, same character. Different voice actor, but the person that voice acts in the second game, I think I know who it is. I have to look it up. Mark Strong was the main character in the first game.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
I have to say it was not jarring. And I played them pretty close to one another. I played the first one like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago or something like that, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't years between play. And the voice actor for Titus does great. I almost didn't even notice. It was a very seamless switch. So love the voice acting, love the storyline. The art direction is super cool. There's a whole other part to this game that I haven't even played, which is like the multiplayer kind of operations, and the operations run parallel to the main story. So like these other space marines are doing stuff while you're playing the main single player campaign, and like you get to play them at the same time during the operations, the co-op missions.
Oh, okay.
So nice. It's kind of a cool idea, and you can like create your own space marine and go on these missions and cooperative missions. I'm sure it would be a blast. I don't know if I'm going to really get into that or not. My multiplayer facet is filled, so I don't think I'm going to be doing that. But I just loved it. It kind of reminds me of Doom, not from a gameplay perspective, but from just like we were talking about the coffee shop bartending kind of visual novel thing, being those story-based games are like an easy kind of refresher. They go by quick. I feel like this is sort of like a gameplay version of that, where it's more about the gameplay, and you don't have to be like, I'm paying attention to the story, but it's just so fun to play, and it's so easy to just jump in and jump out. I can play Space Marine 2 for an hour and beat an entire mission. And it's like, okay, I've made a good step, kind of like what you were saying about Metaphor, where it's like it felt like every time I played it, I made progress through it.
Right.
It's not overly long, doesn't overstay its welcome. It's got it's paced really well, where it's got a huge, fantastic intro that kind of blows you away, and they really show off the tech with all of the enemies, just the number of enemies you can get. I was amazed at the performance on Series X as well. I watched like a Digital Foundry video about, they were comparing it to like PS5 and PC, and obviously PC was the best, but they were all like, they're used to the PS5 version of things. Like, it's being not better.
Far behind.
The Series X was like significantly better than PS5 for some reason. They were trying to figure out why, but they're like the Series X is by far the ultimate console version of this game. So if you're not going to play it on PC, definitely play it on Series X. I was surprised by that, because it's usually the other way around.
Right,
a lot of developers like don't put the time into the Series X, it feels like, in the PS5 version, which makes sense. Much larger install base playing your game on PS5, so totally get it. But so that was kind of fun, because I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I feel like I'm not the second or third class citizen that I am for being an Xbox gamer. So that's always great. It played incredibly well. Never had any like hitches or slowdowns or anything. And there were so many enemies on screen. I've never seen anything like that. Just like the bugs, not bugs, whatever they're called. See, if you're Warhammer 40K, people are going to kill me.
Tyranid?
Yes, the Tyranids. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm still learning all of the factions in Warhammer. There's multiple times where you are up on a wall or a building of some type, and you could see them. They pour in toward the bottom of the wall, and they hit the wall, and they stack up on top of each other and just build a tower, and they flow over, and it's all in real time. You can like drop grenades down onto them, and it'll blow out a huge portion of this like bug tower they're creating, and it will slow it down, and then they have to rebuild it, and they keep coming in there. You're just shooting at them, and they're falling off, but it's not doing anything. It's insane.
That's awesome.
It's straight out of the movies. So highly recommend playing the Warhammer Space Marine games, 1 and 2. Easy, quick, fun, like just the perfect game. If you're like, if you feel like you just like haven't moved your backlog in a while, and you want to knock a couple of games off relatively quickly, that's why I started playing these, because I'm like, I'm gonna be able to get these off of here, like,
right.
and enjoy doing it.
Yeah, those have been on my list. I actually, funny enough, I downloaded Space Marine 1 on my Series X, so it's
The
sitting on
like
the
remaster or whatever.
yeah, Recrafted, I think it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm gonna get to that at some point in time because I would love to play
it's
both of
awesome.
those.
The first game is cool because it doesn't feel like it's the classic 360 third person shooter. It is the classic 360 first person shooter.
Right.
That's when it came out. You will love it. It is brown and orange
Oh yeah,
and dark green and bloody, and it's awesome.
I love that
So you'll like it a lot. The story is cool too. It definitely feels of an era. The second one you could tell had a much bigger production value,
for sure. Yeah,
but
I'm
they're both
excited.
excellent.
Like you, I'm a newer Warhammer fan in general,
Yeah,
both fantasy and 40k. So it's been nice to kind of learn a little bit more about the universe, and nice that this sounds like it'll be a good little appetizer before the Total War comes out too. So,
dude, and I haven't played on my PC in months.
yeah,
Months. It's been so long. I think some of it is like this office down here. It gets hot in the summer, so that's not great. I also just spend so much time at a desk. We've talked about this before. It's hard for me to relax at a desk.
agreed.
But at the same time, I haven't played like any of my Total Wars or strategy games in such a long time. It feels like I maybe need to, but soon. So yeah, I can't wait for that. There's actually some videos on Total War Warhammer 40K that came out that I haven't watched yet. I've got to get caught up on that. So
Oh yeah, you gotta let me know what's going on with it.
yeah, absolutely. All right, man. What's your next one? What else have you been playing, dude?
Awesome. So yeah, next one I think I've probably been putting the most time into will be Saros. So I'm a couple hours into that. I think I'm like 3 or 4 hours in, so a little bit more time lately. But yeah, I really, really like it. I think it's really good. As everybody knows, I was a big fan of Returnal when it came out. Especially when they added the co-op mode into Returnal, I thought that made the game a lot more fun to play and a lot more approachable from like a difficulty standpoint.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been enjoying my time with Saros. It is definitely more approachable than Returnal, which I can say.
In a good way or a bad way?
I think in a good way for the most part. It feels like your runs get you a little bit more progress than they used to, which is kind of nice. And at least so far, anyway, I feel like I'm dying and starting over, but it doesn't feel like the massive like I don't feel like I'm taking like one step forward and three steps back like I sometimes did with Returnal. And I think the main difficulty like equalizer or like quality of life thing in Saros that differentiates it a lot from Returnal is that it stops you before every biome. So when you make it through like a certain biome, you'll get to the end of it and fight the boss or whatever. And in Returnal, you would die on that boss and then have to start over from the very first biome and kind of work your way through it. So now you could pick up like perks and stuff like that, which would like revive you or like give you more health, or there were like some power ups that you would get that'd be like have like a leech ability. So like every time you're shooting enemies, you're gaining health and armor back. So there were ways to kind of mitigate it in Returnal.
I like that idea.
Yeah, this one I think makes it more approachable when you die in like a really long level. You're not having to start over like all the way from the beginning again, which I think is kind of nice too.
Yeah, that always ruins it for me.
Yeah. So not only that, I think the other thing that's made it a little bit more approachable as well is you do have a skill tree, which give you permanent upgrades for every run that you go into like subsequently. So, and it's not the kind of thing where I think this probably gets into more a little bit of like the approachableness from a not so great standpoint, because they give you like a lot of upgrades between rounds. So like if you die in biome 2, which I've died several times in now, you usually end up going back to like the main hub world room, and I usually have like 4 or 5 different like skill points that I can plug into the big skill tree and get like permanent upgrades. And like what I always do is like in every in anything that has a skill tree, whether it's like Doom or like an RPG or whatever, I almost always go for more armor and more health and just make myself harder to kill. So that I think has also kind of rubbed people the wrong way in terms of like its approachableness. I think if they maybe severely limited the skill tree, it might bring a little bit more of a competitive edge to it, or make it a little bit better in terms of like the difficulty. But I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I just maybe think it needs to be tweaked a little bit. I think that I've heard a lot of like the chatter about Saros and kind of like how much of a massive step down it is or whatever. And I don't seem to think so. I think I'm kind of like in like I'm kind of the thought process that like yes, it's more approachable, but I think it's not to its detriment, if that makes sense.
It sounds like I might actually be more interested in it because of that. Just
Yeah,
as someone who has a hard time with the roguelike formula.
for sure. Yeah, I think it's a perfectly good game to get started in as well. And I hope at some point in time I would love to see them add a co-op mode to this as well, and do kind of like they did with Returnal, where they just bump the difficulty up. They make things slightly harder to kill. There is an aspect to it where you can make the game a little bit more challenging, I think, and you get more rewards out of it. So for those out there that are kind of seeking a little bit more of a challenge, like a more risk reward type thing, you can certainly do that. I haven't chosen to do that just yet because I feel like I want to at least play through it on kind of like what would be like the normal difficulty. And then after I've kind of like accumulated the skills and the know how, and I kind of know some of the boss fights, like going into it with a little bit more like information at my disposal. um, One thing I'm not a super fan of it, and this is probably the only like dislike I have of the game right now, is in the current build of the game, which we're not far off from release. I think it's been out for like a week and a half or something now, or maybe 2 weeks. But they kind of heavily emphasize like one weapon type to use. So far I've had three different weapons that I could choose in the map. So there's like a assault rifle that you can get. There is like a pistol, or like almost like a Desert Eagle style weapon where it's like a big massive like hand cannon, and then there's a shotgun. And the assault rifle is like far and away the best weapon. Like it's got the best perks on it. Like if you upgrade it like completely and get different power-ups for it, like I think it's kind of far and away the best weapon. And I found myself using all three weapon types, but anytime I get the assault rifle, like if the assault rifle pops up in the map, like I'm choosing that. And they have like different weapon scores. Like you'll have like a shotgun or something that's like a level 5 shotgun, and then you'll come across like a pistol or whatever that's like a level like 10. So you're like, okay, well I'll switch out the shotgun for the pistol and just get the better weapon. But it's kind of at the point where like if you get the assault rifle, and even if it's not as good as the pistol or the shotgun that you already have, I think it's kind of stupid not to take it, because then you can just upgrade it to whatever you need later on. So that's a little bit weird. I hope they balance it out a little bit more, especially for the shotgun. The shotgun is very like satisfying to use, but it just doesn't have the range. And especially for some of these enemies that are in the map, like you kind of want to keep like a good distance away from them and not get too up close and personal. So hopefully they figure out the balancing on that. I think that's probably, like I said, the only like big takeaway I have that would be a big negative for me is like give me a little bit more of a reason to use some of these weapons, and maybe even add just more weapons to the game in general. I think would be kind of a cool idea too, because the same three kind of gets a little bit old.
Yeah, same three with one clearly better than the others is
like far and away better.
Not great. Yeah, that's rough, especially if you're going to spend dozens of hours with something.
For sure. Yeah, I'm also, I don't know, so far anyway, like I said, I'm only like 3 or 4 hours in, but also the story I don't think is really like super compelling right now either. Like it seems to have a very similar, well, let me back up a little bit. Returnal, I think, had a little bit more of like a lonely kind of atmosphere. Like it almost kind of struck me as like a Metroid game. because you are the one character and you are by yourself and like you're the only person you're relying on. In Saros, you have like a cast of characters that all kind of hang out in like the little hub world area.
Okay.
And some of them are interesting and have interesting things to say, and some of them don't. So like you're kind of one of those things where like you'll get back to the hub area and it'll be like, oh, so and so wants to talk to you about something, and you're like, all right.
No, that's never good. That's never good. I feel like I heard something like the cutscenes are not good either. Like the way like when you go talk to someone, they're really awkward and like the camera's bad or something.
Very awkward. Yeah, like there's like it's like one static camera angle where it's like you have the two characters kind of like talking to each other, and like your guy will just be like sitting in front of him like holding this big assault rifle, like I went out into the biome and found this thing. You know, and like he's like holding this massive weapon in his hands, and it's
just like the gameplay version of him, and he's like everything but a T pose.
Yeah,
stuck, just exchanging dialogue.
Exactly, just like it's very wooden and kind of weird. Some of the cutscenes I think are like they have like well animated cutscenes that are like supposed to further the story, but then they have those like small little dialogue sections where it's like in the game engine, so like for all intents and purposes you are playing the game version of the main character, and he's like just standing there like kind of just talking like this, like moving his mouth.
I remember that was a big problem I had with Dragon Age Inquisition. Like there were lots of the moments where you had dialogue between characters that would go into like a cinematic camera that would cut between them, but only during main sort of these are the conversation moments. But there was all these other ones like in the open world when you'd go to talk to like quest givers and stuff, and it was like that where that everyone was just standing there and you could like spin the camera around. It was just so boring. And then a couple years after that, or 1 year after that, Witcher came out, and like every single person you talk to goes into the kind of like actual cut, the cinematic cut conversation. You're like, oh wow, it really does make a huge difference
for sure.
Well, interesting. Every person I've heard talk about Saros has sounded somewhat similar, where it's like, well, it's certainly not a bad game.
Yeah,
like that's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. Is like, I'll probably wait for that one to trickle down on the price chart a little bit before I tackle it, I think.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's a fun game. Yeah, I think probably like looking back on it now would have definitely been a candidate for a price drop for sure. Like if it dropped like $20, I would say like absolutely like instant
or
buy.
Into the PlayStation Plus Essential or whatever.
For sure. Yeah.
You know, that's how I played Returnal the first time. Just it was available there, you know, with some of the other older exclusives that I could just play.
Yeah, definitely worth it at that juncture. But yeah, I got it day one because I like really wanted to support Housemarque. I really liked Returnal. So
they're great.
I'm definitely not like dissatisfied with paying the full price, but I think for most people, for sure, would wait for a sale.
Yeah, I think that they are obviously an incredibly talented studio. And I appreciate it. Feels like they've really been pushing themselves with their last couple of games. So, you know, you can get a little grace there. But hopefully Sony doesn't kill them.
Yeah. I know that's what everybody's been kind of worried about lately. So.
Well, it's like, 300,000 copies or something like that is the guess so far that it's sold. It's not quite where you probably want to be at a big kind of PS5 exclusive. But I don't know. It's hard to say. Sometimes I'll say something like, oh, they didn't market it. And then you find out later they spent a bunch of money on marketing. But
where did it all go?
I don't remember seeing anything about this game like anywhere.
No, really. Yeah, I mean, the only time I saw things about it,
we're barely talking about it.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing I ever saw about it was during the state of plays and stuff. So
right, yeah, I remember it being announced and stuff, and being like, "Wow, it looks cool," and then I just never saw it again.
Right.
Let's get to another write-in here. Stealing Souls wrote in. He said I am playing a ton of Path of Exile 2 in anticipation for the massive patch drop that is coming on the 27th of this month. I'm a huge fan of this genre, even though I am terrible at them. I have also had a lot of downtime playing some cozy Stardew Valley with my significant other. Sounds like a great combo.
Yeah, right.
Kind of a hardcore like isometric hack and slasher, and then like a chill farming not simulator, but like farming game.
Yeah,
Stardew Valley. That's very cool. Yeah, I those are also like, I feel like because Steel and Souls is a teacher.
Yeah,
and I feel like he probably doesn't have a ton of time, and especially if you have family or whatever's going on. So it's like those are both games that are like they're always ready for you, and you can just jump in and play them and jump out, and it doesn't require you to remember like where you were, what you were doing,
right?
Very much, as long as you get the very like quick to re-access. So I always appreciate games like that for sure. That's like my ESO is kind of like that
for sure.
Okay, so the other two, well, kind of this is the one I said was like 2.5 or 1.5 games. So the Space Marine 2. So with the Mortal Kombat movie coming out, I was like, oh man, I still haven't played Mortal Kombat 1, which is crazy because I've bought every Mortal Kombat game the day of launch since like, I don't know, Deadly Alliance or something like that, like OG Xbox. Well, I got that game for Christmas, so I probably didn't get that on day of launch. But since then, I've gotten a lot of games. They're always just games I'm like, oh yes, I want it.
Yeah.
And for whatever, Mortal Kombat 11, I have like almost all the achievements for, which is fucking insane. I think I have like 70 or 80% of the achievements. The ones that are left over, I was like, nope, never happening. There's no way I can dedicate that much.
What are they? Are they just like difficulty, like
they're like unlocking like every single thing, or like they're just like massive time sinks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm not going to do that. I already have so much time in Mortal Kombat 11 because I bought that game. That game came out in 2019, and I was living by myself, and I was poor. And that game, it was like that and Red Dead Redemption 2. It's like all I played for a year, pretty much. And I was going to check really quickly and see how much time I have in it, because I know that it is not insignificant. So anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because after I was kind of done with Mortal Kombat 11, they released a story DLC that had Shang Tsung in it, and it was like the original actor from the '95 movie was like reprising his role. I thought that was so cool, but I never picked it up for whatever reason. And I had always wanted to play it. And then the movie was coming out, and I was like, I really want to play Mortal Kombat 1 because the movie's out. And I was like, I've got to play Aftermath because it's like the connective tissue between 11 and 1. So I played through Aftermath and I finished it. It's like 3 hours long, something like that. Not bad at all. But according to Craig, I asked, I don't know if it was Blue Sky or Discord, but I asked somewhere, like, does beating a DLC count as beating as a game off your backlog? What do you think about it? Do you think beating a DLC like that, like a story DLC?
You know what? I'll say yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't disagree either way necessarily. I'm open to arguments.
Because I would say, like, I've beaten like the final raid or whatever of an expansion of World of Warcraft and been like, okay, I beat this expansion. Like I've done all of the content and ran through it. So I mean, I would say yeah. It also depends on too, I guess. I don't know. maybe there's more of an argument to be made if like you're playing like the complete edition that like already has the game, but like the DLC's already in it. But
yeah,
I would personally count it, honestly.
Well, because I just feel like I don't know, because it's sort of it's like if it's only 3 hours or 4 hours, it's kind of a cheat code to say I finished it. It's a game off my backlog, but it was on my backlog and I got it finished. But at the same time, if you were to play like one of the Witcher DLCs that are longer
a
than
game in
most
itself.
games. You know, that's a little different story. So I finished Aftermath, really liked it. Mortal Kombat, I loved MK11. This is one of my favorite ones. Phenomenal. So I was excited about it. And then I played 1, and I finished it. I just finished it like last week.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And it's kind of the same thing. There was the initial story, and then there was like a DLC, and I got the DLC for like $10 on a sale on Xbox Live. So I was like, cool. So I bought that, beat it. The game is awesome. Like, it's of course, it's just it feels so good. NetherRealm just makes, they're so easy to pick up. And like, I love learning all the characters and playing through the storylines. The like videos, or like whatever you want to call it, the cutscenes between the fights are just really well done. They
so
look
good.
Absolutely gorgeous. But the story is just, it's not it. This is the first time. This is the first one. This is the first like NetherRealm Mortal Kombat game that I was like, I don't know about this story.
Yeah.
And so I won't spoil anything, but the overarching like like mechanic, or whatever you want to call the way they tell these stories, is like, with MK9 came out, they had built into, because the last Mortal Kombat game, Armageddon, that was a Midway game before they closed down, was the end of the world, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to the story. Like, it was all these people fighting on this pyramid, and there was like some kind of, I can't remember, it was like some kind of device or something up there that was just going to destroy, because the Mortal Kombat just got out of hand and no one would ever follow the rules, and they kept killing everyone and trying to invade and all this stuff, and eventually just led to like the end of all the realms. It was like just like the Big Bang, but opposite. The Big Bang happened and everyone was dead. And like, the cool thing about Mortal Kombat 9, or just called Mortal Kombat, the 2011 game, when it was the first NetherRealm games, is like, they took that. They actually the story starts with Armageddon. And then like, Raiden has this vision of how he can avoid all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And he figures out a way to go back in time to the events of Mortal Kombat 1. And he starts trying to change things to prevent the Armageddon.
Right.
And that is the new storyline. So like, it allows them to start from the beginning and retell a lot of the stories with a modern game. And they've all been really good. And like, over the course of these games, that has happened. A couple, like, they keep messing with this whole sort of timeline thing. So like, Mortal Kombat 1 and the end of 11, something somewhat similar happens, but it's a different character who's all powerful.
Yeah.
And basically that character's like, okay, we tried changing things and it still didn't work. So we're literally going to like start the whole, like, everything over, and I'm going to make everything different. Right. So like, everything is different now in MK1. It's like a totally new, like, none of the characters' stories are the same anymore, like, at all. So like, they're just doing whatever they want. And I get it, because I'm sure they're tired of like figuring out a way to tell this, kind of retell the story. But it's like, okay, so Scorpion's not Scorpion, really. Liu Kang's not really Liu Kang. Raiden's not really Raiden anymore. They gender swapped Sector and Cyrax for some reason, and they're not even robots. They're in like Iron Man suits. And it's like an African lady and like a Chinese lady.
Interesting.
It's just like, okay, that's weird. Like, and you know me, man. I'm not over here like, that's woke. Like,
right.
But Cyrax and Sector are not female characters.
Right.
They just aren't. They just aren't female characters. I mean, I would be pissed if they made Katana a guy.
Right.
Like, it was just, that's not who they are. So it's just like, okay. So, I mean, I recognize these characters. It's fun to play. It's really good. I mean, it's a very good game. And it just feels like they're just sort of like stuck in this, like, oh, and and then like the second half of the game, they're literally like the characters are saying this timeline and that time I will own your timeline. They're not even like trying to conquer realms anymore. They're every single character is like the ruler of their own timeline and shit.
Right.
It's just gotten so far out of left field, and it's just like unrecognizable from a lore standpoint.
Right.
That I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. Like I would almost rather them just legitimately start over again, just retell the story again.
Right, like the original story, but just with like better graphics and like
because like MK9 was like everything. It's like the story they would have wanted to tell if they had the technology and the budget to do so in 1994 or whatever.
Right,
but they didn't. Like that's why Mortal Kombat 9 was so cool, because you kind of knew what was coming, but you'd never actually seen it like in a cutscene or voice acted, and that's why it was so fun and novel.
Right.
And they could unfold this huge story over multiple games, and you can just tell that like I don't know what to do.
Right.
You know, and they're just like, let's just start all over, and like every character is just a new character. They're still named Sindel and Kitana and Kano, but like none of them have anything to do with what they once were. So I don't like it. Not a fan. I finished it, and I don't know what they're going to do next.
Yeah, it's interesting. I remember hearing about, so I know the character you're talking about, who like is the new like centerpiece kind of Raiden character in the new one.
Yeah, and that I didn't even mind. I thought that was cool. But then they just kept going.
Isn't in Mortal Kombat 1, didn't they make I don't know if I'm misremembering, did they make Scorpion and Sub-Zero like a good guy? Like both of them are good guys?
Well, yes and no. So like it's weird because some of the characters still end up doing the same things they always do, which doesn't make any sense to me either, because it's like, okay, well, why is this guy? I don't know. Yeah, so like, not to get too like balls deep in Mortal Kombat lore over here, but like so like originally we like the original Sub-Zero starts out as like a good guy for this clan that is supposed to help protect Earthrealm, but he ends up betraying Earthrealm and Raiden because he's like seduced by the power being offered to him from Quan Chi and Shao Kahn. And then in so doing, he ends up like murdering Scorpion's family and all that, even though that's not really how it goes down. Quan Chi actually did it, but he made Scorpion think it was Sub-Zero to help. Like it like helped with his like machinations or whatever.
Right.
And then Scorpion kills Bi-Han, and then Quan Chi goes and gets his soul and turns him into Noob Saibot. And Quan Chi also makes Scorpion. He goes and gets Hanzo and makes him Scorpion, and turns him into a Revenant. Like he's like creating all of these sort of angles on stuff to manipulate things. So like some of that, but there's always two Sub-Zeros and their brothers. One fell to the dark side, if you will, and the other resists it and takes up the mantle. But the bad guy Sub-Zero is named Bi-Han, and his little brother is Kuai Liang, and he's like the Sub-Zero was supposed to be. But in this game, Kuai Liang, they call him that in this game, is Scorpion, and he is Bi-Han's brother.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's like, wait, what? So they're brothers, and like Scorpion is a human, and he just randomly has these flame powers and says, "Get over here!" Like it just doesn't like, what? Why?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Like everything that makes Scorpion the character he is his need for vengeance, and they got rid of that. I mean, he gets betrayed, I guess, but it's just not. It's not good. Yeah. It's not good.
Sounds a little convoluted.
They need to reset it again.
Right.
You know, like I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. And also, this game is gross with the microtransactions.
Really?
I was barely in this game. All I did was play the storyline. I had to buy the second half of the story. Thankfully, it was on a deep discount.
Yeah.
Like the second half of the story was for sale.
That's nuts, dude.
It totally, and like I like there's a ton of characters that like Like Shang Tsung and Quan Chi play major roles in the storyline, and they're DLC characters. And I bought the second part of the story, and they didn't even come with that.
That's crazy.
So it's like the game is just chopped up into like bits and pieces to be sold off. It's gross.
Yeah, that is gross.
It's just like left a bad taste in my mouth. So it's too bad because it's like a great game. The fighting, like sitting
the actual
down
mechanics.
And yeah, it's awesome, really awesome. But I would not like if someone wanted to play the NetherRealm games. I'd be like, just play 9 through 11 and be done. You don't need to play 1. One has nothing. There's no reason to play it for the story. None.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to. You know who's somebody I haven't checked in on a while that I'm sure has some probably strong opinions about it would be Angry Joe.
Yeah, Angry Joe. I've kind of fallen off of Angry Joe over the last few years, but yeah, I'm sure he would be upset about that.
I feel like his stuff.
He's
never
upset about
shows
everything.
Up. Yeah.
Now he's definitely become one of the negativity merchants in this space. Like everything is just bad, like all the time.
Yeah,
he's just every time I see a video, he's ranting about something, and that's always been his thing. But
even more so now.
It just feels like it's ever since he got that other dude that joined him, the big guy,
Delrith.
No, not Delrith. He's like built.
Oh, Alex.
Yeah, fucking Alex, dude. Ever since he brought him in, that guy hates every game other than Elden Ring, and like anyone who disagrees with him is like a piece of shit. And he ruined the entire thing for me. I just couldn't handle that guy. He's the most like down, negative. He hates everything, everyone, every community member. Every game that comes out is trash. He just thinks he knows better than everyone. I can't handle that like attitude, and I feel like it really infected the show. And every time I see a thumbnail from Angry Joe, he had one up about Marathon. He called it Concordathon. I'm like, dude, this game is nothing like Concord, you dude. Fucking idiot. Like, what are you talking
crazy take.
It's just such a bad take. It's just bad faith. He's just totally a merchant in that negativity sphere now, which is too bad because he makes great reviews. He really does. I mean, he's always been so funny.
Maybe
died laughing.
Maybe YouTube is looking out for me then, because I feel like I'm still subscribed to his channel, but his stuff never shows up in my feed anymore. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It every now and then I'll watch something from them, but I've kind of fallen off with them.
Yeah,
unfortunately
I just miss hearing Angry Joe go Kung Lao.
Oh yeah,
with his accent.
Oh man, I mean, and I say all the negative stuff, but I will say, like, my favorite video of his was his upset review of Destiny 1.
Yeah,
but that's because he was speaking.
Classic.
I mean, we were all so excited for Destiny 1, and it was a huge letdown. And he nailed everything about why it was a letdown, and that was like what got me really into him was the Destiny 1 review. I think that's like one of his highest reviews, like one of his highest.
It's got to be.
So that's a great video, but. And he's got a lot of positive ones in there too, but I feel like the last year or two, it's been really bad.
For sure. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't bring up the way he says Kung Lao in our Mortal Kombat movie review. Kung Lao.
We didn't. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you got in the movie, you got Scorpion, you got Sub-Zero, you got Kung Lao, you got.
He loves it. Oh, it's funny. So yeah, MK1, huge disappointment on multiple levels. And but the game is good, like if you like fighting game. But I'm just gonna stick to I think Kyle and I might couch play 9 through 11 though, because those are phenomenal. Those 3 are just amazing.
So good. Yeah, I'm interested. Like you said, I'm interested to see where they go next.
They kind of put themselves into a corner. I mean, they probably feel as though they freed themselves, but it's just like I'm just not even interested now.
Yeah.
So I almost feel like they have to do another like the timelines restart again.
Right.
It's like just do it and just tell the story again. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see. So what's next, man? What okay, these next couple on here, it looks like you've been playing for a while. I'm curious to hear the updates here.
Yeah, so my next one here is Pokemon Leaf Green. I've brought this one up a couple times here. Kind of like Metaphor, right towards the end here. I'm in like the home stretch. I got through Victory Road, so I got to the Elite Four, and I beat Bruno. I like just totally like waxed his party because I have a water type. I picked a Squirtle as my starter, so I have like a fully evolved Blastoise that just like destroys his rock types. So he was pretty easy, but I keep losing in the couple matches afterwards, like Lorelei, who has like a lot of water and ice type Pokemon. She's pretty difficult to fight.
Yeah.
Agatha with like her ghost type Pokemon are really difficult too. So I'm hitting a little bit of a wall with it. I think I need to do some more grinding, but this one's like almost done. I don't have like a ton more to say about it, other than that I'm almost done with it, and I'm pretty sure I'll be finished with it by next catch up. So just a quick one to run through.
Yeah, I mean, I still haven't even touched my copy that I bought. I need to. I just haven't. My Switch just sits there. My Switch is, I should call it the Nintendo Duster.
Yeah, right.
But I do want to play it. I
piece.
just haven't found the right time. Like it just hasn't worked yet. But I bought it because I really do want to jump in, and it's been great hearing about your time with it.
Oh, it's so good. It'll definitely be one of those games I'll come back to like throughout the year and just like steadily kind of work through it. I'm sure they'll have a lot of events going on like in the game where you can catch, legendaries or shinies that you can get from like a GameStop or something. So, or a lot of mystery gift stuff, which will be pretty cool. So yeah. I'm also excited. I think I think I mentioned this before, but they're making it Pokemon Bank compatible as well. So you should be able to transfer your stuff or your Pokemon from Leaf Green and Fire Red over to whatever the new game ends up being on Switch 2. So I'm excited for that functionality to hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. I'll be quick with the rest of mine here. I don't have too many more. Replaced, still playing Replaced. 2D, but also 3D at times. Beautiful pixel art, cyberpunk, side-scrolling action game with like Batman or Shadow of Mordor style kind of counter combat, and some like basic sort of platforming, including yellow paint.
There you go.
There is yellow paint in this game. Timing up where you're climbing up walls and there's like vents that shoot hot air on a certain time, so you have to like jump over it. It's about to explode. You jump into the next thing before it shoots out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hazardous environment. Good pacing. Like right as I'm kind of getting ready to be done with platforming, I get into combat, and then you get into a exploring area, and then you get into a story, and then you get back into running around climbing stuff, and then you get back to combat. Like they do a good job of just kind of keeping the cycle going. I haven't played this one a ton. It's kind of like if I play on my handheld or on my Series S at nighttime in bed, just sort of like on a smaller experience if I want to just play something briefly before it's time to call it. So just slowly making my way through it. I play it like maybe an hour a week, like just 30 minutes to an hour a week is all I've been doing. So I'll beat it here in probably a couple weeks.
Nice.
What else you got on here, man?
So yeah, the other one I've been putting some more time into is Diablo IV.
Oh, okay.
It just had the Lord of Hatred DLC come out recently, so I made my Paladin.
You got to tell me about the Paladin, because that might be enough to get me back into it to play the story.
Dude, it is sick.
I didn't finish the story.
It's sick. And it just feels right. Playing as a holy knight fighting against demons is like
perfect.
It's like I said about Forza earlier. Like it's just peanut butter and jelly. It goes together so well. What a classic combo. So it's really good. I basically bought it because I wanted the Paladin, so I pre-ordered the DLC. So I haven't gotten to Lord of Hatred just yet, but I'm sure I'll slowly kind of make my way through. I do want to play through the story with the Paladin, like just the original vanilla Diablo IV story. So I'm making my way through that right now. I think I'm probably about halfway through Act 2, so like cool. Decently far. But yeah, the Paladin just plays great. I've been the build I've been running like emphasizes a lot of like two-hand swords. So I've been kind of switching back and forth between like a two-hand sword and like a sword and shield, and just like mowing fools down. Like I have like a build on the shield that like you can kind of throw it kind of Captain America style, and it like boomerangs off several different guys.
Hell yeah.
So it just feels really good. The powers, the holy magic looks really good. Tanky.
Yeah,
oh yeah. Just looks good on screen. Like whenever you're getting surrounded by like a bunch of red, you just hit everything with this white and yellow gold light just shooting out of your fingertips and shooting out of your sword and stuff like that against these different enemies. So just visually, like the noise that's happening on screen like looks really visually appealing to the eye too. So it's great. I love the Paladin gameplay. I think it fits a lot better than like the Crusader, like the one that they had in Diablo 3. Like I think it fits the theme a little bit better. Like the Crusader and the Paladin are very similar, but I think the Paladin just plays way better, and the actual like abilities look a lot cooler. I think you can make a lot more interesting builds out of the Paladin. So perfect love letter. I knew it was coming at some point in time. I had so many friends saying like, they're not going to add Paladin. They're not going to add Paladin. And I was like, just you wait, man. I was like, Diablo 2 got a remaster, and the Paladin plays like even better in that one than it did in the original. So I was like, they're definitely going to add Paladin at some point.
They added the Paladin as a DLC for Diablo 3 as well.
Yeah, so it's dope. I love it.
Yeah, that to me, that game has been kind of on a hold for me because I didn't really like any of the classes.
Yeah,
that much. I wasn't really into any of them, and every time I wanted to like try a new character, it was just like it would come in there and the game would be like, "What are you, some fucking loser? You don't want to play? You want to play the season 14? You want to play the season? You want a purple bag, bro? If you like the purple bag, you can buy more purple bags for money, bro. Come over here, man. You look how many you have.
Did you see the pop up?
Like, fucking I just want to play the game. So it really drove me away. But I love the idea of going in, deleting all the half baked characters I have, and creating a Paladin and just playing through the whole story and just avoiding all the garbage.
Yeah, let me know if you want to play it sometime, man. I've got it on my Series X, so
okay,
we can squad up.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to do that. That'd be really cool. I'm actually, so the next game I'm going to talk about, I've got a lead in for that, which is a write-in. Lord of the Cream is written in. I have a scroll.
Right.
Open the scroll up. It says "Got Milk" on the back.
Right.
I have reached Resident Evil 5 in my journey through this franchise. It's funny seeing how much the series has changed by the time you get to 5, especially after playing 1 through 4 so recently. This might be heresy to some, but I think Leon's combat in Requiem is better than 4. RE4 is great, but its reliance on the headshot stun and then roundhouse kick felt really repetitive after a while. The way the axe serves a similar purpose in Requiem just felt more dynamic and less reliant on it. Felt more special when I got a chance to use it as a finisher. The combat just flows a lot better in Requiem. Resident Evil 4 felt like it was holding on to elements of past games instead of just committing to what it wants to be, an action game. Leon's sections in Requiem knows exactly what it's trying to be, and to me delivers it better. I could get into further detail, but don't want this write-in to be too long. I still really enjoyed 4. I know it probably sounds like I didn't. I guess I just had high expectations, and it didn't quite hit them, but it's still a fantastic game that I know I will replay many times in the future. I do think this franchise is at its best, though, when it's focused on survival horror with deep exploration and puzzles. Yeah, I have not played Requiem yet because I'm playing through up to it. I'm very close. The reason I wanted to read this before I talked about mine is because I'm playing through Resident Evil 8. And I've been playing it with Alicia lately, so I wanted to talk about that. But what do you think about his take on 4 and Requiem?
I think it's a valid take. I really like Resident Evil 4. I definitely think it's like probably my second favorite next to. But yeah, I think it definitely. I think a lot of people look back on Resident Evil 4 as being more horror than it actually really is. It really is definitely more of an action game. But I think that the take is valid. I just think that the way, when we find Leon in Resident Evil 8, he's like older, more grizzled. He's like more of an action hero than he even was in 4 and 2. So I think not only does the style of gameplay kind of lend itself really well in 4 to somebody who's still like pretty early in his career, all things considered, makes it feel even better when you get to Requiem and you're just fucking wrecking shop with Leon. Like it feels like his power level, so to speak, is like right where it sort of should be. So I kind of like that theming from just like a power scaling perspective in the series. I think it makes sense like where he's at in Resident Evil 4, but I certainly think there's some repetitive sections of the combat too, like Cream Lord was saying. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was sad that it sounds like he doesn't like Resident Evil 4 as much as I thought he would, because I remember when I played through the remake, I was like, dude, you got to get on Resident Evil 4. Like, it is so like right up your alley. Like, I just know you're gonna love it. So, I know he said it doesn't sound like he like hates the game by any means, but I was expecting him to like it a little bit more than he did, I guess. So, but I think it's a valid take.
4 is interesting. I think it's a phenomenal game. I definitely get why it's a lot of people's favorites. I actually found it kind of long, like the pacing. But when I got maybe 75% of the way through it, I was like, okay, I feel like this is probably wrapping up. And then it was like another like another 3 hours or so, and I'm like, man, this is like long. Like I feel like Resident Evil 2 is perfect as far as like that feeling of like, I think I'm getting close, and you are, and it's like, it just, I don't know. I agree with you. I think RE2 is the best one. I haven't played 9 yet, so I don't know. I can't say, but 4 was amazing, especially once I kind of leaned into the fact that it was an action game. And I skipped 5 and 6.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, I wouldn't mind going back at some point and playing through them just for the hell of it.
Play it together.
Yeah, 5 is 6 co-op as well.
I don't think so. 6 is the only one I've never played before. So,
and you have no inkling like to do so, or
I've been curious about it.
I mean, the story looks terrible. The whole boulder punching thing is just crazy. But
yeah, well, that's 5. That happens.
That's 5. Oh, that's 5. Okay, yeah. I thought that was 6. Okay.
No, but yeah, I haven't played through 6. It's the only one other than like the original 1 I've never played, and the original 2 I've never played. But yeah, in Code Veronica. So it's like one of the few Resident Evil games I've never touched. So
yeah, so I'm curious, but I'm on 8, and I'm starting to feel like I'm kind of a veteran now. Like playing this game, I'm seeing, and not in a bad way. Like I'm seeing what makes a Resident Evil game, like through and through. I'm really liking 8 a lot. So far.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like it.
I'm not probably crazy far yet. I am probably only, I don't know, I'm probably only like 25% of the way through or something like that. I'm running around the castle right now looking. I have all of the masks that go onto the statues to get out of the castle. So I'm about done with the castle.
Nice.
At least maybe I go back. I don't know, but I'm almost out of there. And I've got the lady of the house trailing me everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I love that. She's the Mr. X or whatever, or like, whichever one you want to pick,
right,
from whichever game. And I love the, like, her daughters or whatever are like kind of like the mini bosses, and you get them in the light or the cold or whatever, and you can kill them, but they're unbeatable otherwise.
Right.
And the way they chase you and they're laughing. I mean, just the game is gorgeous. I think you can actually run. The sprint is actually a sprint. Unlike Resident Evil 7, where your sprint was like a hobbled 100-year-old man.
Right, like a jaunt.
Barely a jaunt. So I appreciate that they actually let you run now. And I think the enemies, the weird like hooded zombie enemies with swords, are like very From Software like to me. The best way. They're not too hard to kill, but they're not too easy. So you got to like think about how you're going to do it, but you can down them all with just your pistol. Like it has that right balance of like allowing me to feel like I have some control, but also be on edge because she could be anywhere at any time. I love the castle. I think it's just like a great Resident Evil puzzle House of Horrors, as they all are. I really like it. I love the dungeons with the blood down in the basement.
Dude, I love that section of the castle.
And the beautiful, like, ornate hallways of the bedroom areas, and like all the different, just how different it is, like where you go, and like it's all interconnected. And the gargoyles that you're shooting, gargoyle thing, they have like wings and they're coming after you, and it's great. It's just really good. Absolutely love it. I can't wait for the story to progress a little more, because I've kind of just been in this like puzzle runaway fight mode for a little while, so I'm excited to kind of see. I still don't really have a grasp of like what's happening. I'm just looking for my baby.
Yeah.
So I don't really like know what's happening right now. So that'll be good to get a little bit, like I get motivated with a little tad of story in these horror games. So very excited to keep playing that. We've probably played a good like 2 or 3 hours in the last like week or so. We play it like nice. 2 or 3 times a week. Especially on the weekend. We'll play it in the evenings, and it's just been great. Absolutely loving it. Can't wait to finish it. Want to play 9, and then I'll be all caught up, kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. You're about to get to one of the best parts in the game. Right after the castle, you get to one of the best parts in the game. Okay. For sure.
I don't know what that means coming from you, so we'll see. Like, that could mean the most scary. That could mean a cool set piece. Like, I don't know what that means yet. So
yeah, I'll let you find out.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so really looking forward to getting through more Resident Evil. You got anything else in here, man? Is it time for us to talk about the game?
Yeah, let's do that. I think the other ones I could probably skip, honestly.
Are you sure?
Yeah, other than probably Marathon we could talk about.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, the game. I mean,
okay.
That's what we're
yeah, let's just do that.
We'll kind of cap it off. I see you have one more thing on your list, which we will talk about at the end here. Marathon, dude. I just love this game so much. I can't believe it. I'm still like all this. I have over 50 hours in the game, and I'm over here just like, I should hate this game.
Right.
Everything about this is just not my thing. And yet, honestly, dude, I can't stop thinking about this game.
That's so good, man. What a game. I mean, same with me, man. I feel like I've like lately, outside of like my MMO slop that I play most of the time, like I just really have not been connected to like a live service game, and I feel like this one just offers so much. And just Bungie, hats off to you guys, man. You just make such good feeling first person shooters. Such good gameplay and gunplay that it's just like I keep coming back for more. And I'm actually at the point now where I've kind of fallen behind the rest of you guys. I feel like I need to catch up a little bit and play more.
That's so. I wanted to get your opinion on this, and maybe that will actually inform it. How do you, as someone similar to me who doesn't really play a lot of these games, so I don't have a formed opinion prior to this, how do you feel about a complete full wipe restart for the whole community?
I mean, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know how you can do a game like this without doing one. Like I played through like a season or so of Arc Raiders, which is kind of like the other really big extraction shooter that's on the market right now, and had a really good time with it. But yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, it's very difficult, I think, to have a game like this without doing some sort of wipe. So I kind of like it. I feel like it incentivizes me to go a little bit more balls to the wall with my gameplay and be a little less conservative than I normally would be in a game like this. I definitely go through phases where I feel like I have quite a bit of gear fear, where I'm like just not wanting to take in my best stuff for fear of losing it. But I feel like with the wipe and kind of the end of the season on the horizon here, it was like our session we had yesterday where it was like I was just kidding myself out. Like I had like a 7K loadout at one point in time, just bringing in my best stuff, and of course didn't end up doing a whole lot with it in that one round when we all got wiped. But
well, and that's the thing. I mean, that it was fun because it didn't matter if you got wiped, and I feel like we kind of went punch for punch. We'd get wiped, and then we'd go in and we'd kill everyone we found. And Then the next time we'd go in and we'd all die in the first like 4 minutes.
Right.
It's kind of like it was a weird night going back and forth. It's very situational.
It's always how it seems like it works with me. Like I'll bring in all my blue weapons, 7K loadout, die instantly, and then I'll bring in my like 3 to 4K loadout with my green items and just like kill 5 people or something, you know?
Yeah, I feel like there's like a little bit less. If you're holding back at all, you're probably gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, and it's kind of this weird. If you play with any fear, you're gonna die. It doesn't. I wouldn't say Marathon rewards pure aggression, like always pushing, always attacking, but it definitely plays into the hands of the person that's like, you hear gunfire relatively close, let's go.
Right.
Let's get to them before they get to us. Right. If we can get the drop on someone, you're going to win like 80% of the time, it feels like.
For sure.
I think that's probably why I haven't bounced off, because I don't feel like every fight with another group of players, it doesn't always come down to just straight up like who's going to get more headshots faster. Like, the time to kill is so fast that if you are outplaying someone, if someone's making the mistake of just open firing on every group of droids they see, and you can find them, you can have 2 of their 3 teammates down before they even really know that they're in a fight. And I really like that. I really enjoy that, because it's like, it doesn't matter if they have purple shields. They had their back to us and we killed them. Right. And like, I really appreciate that it's not just purely like straight up we're running at each other, full shields, both armed, shooting, because I'm probably going to lose like 70% of the time when that happens. Yeah. So I appreciate that it allows you to kind of ambush people. For me, the wipe, I'm excited about this one because I bought the game like 3 to 4 weeks after it came out, I feel like. So I was already behind, and this season was great for me at just learning like what is good, what do I do, what do I go after, all that kind of stuff. And so now I feel like my progress will be a lot faster, and we will probably get to some of the stuff that we didn't, because we're going to be playing right from the start.
Right.
So I'm because my goal with this game, at least until they added more stuff onto the end of it, I want to get to the compiler someday.
Yeah, me too.
I want to beat it. That's kind of how, that's quote unquote beating the game at this point. And we have a long ways to go before we get to that point. So I just want to learn. I just want to learn the rest of it, see the rest of it, access more of it. I don't know if we'll ever get to do it, but I want to try. And I'm excited to just kind of start fresh. The one thing I wish, though, is like the story-based contracts where you're going through the ones that like prompt dialogue with the corporation leaders.
Yeah.
I wish those didn't reset, because I want those to keep going. I want more story. I don't really want to redo that and have those conversations again.
Right, for sure.
That's the one thing for me. It's like, can we just kind of like everything resets except for my story progress? Like I want to. I don't love that. So that's the thing. It's kind of a bummer, but
yeah, I agree. I think it also kind of like you mentioned though too. To the same token, if we're starting over and we're in there day one though too, it allows us a lot more time to get even further for some of those contracts that we didn't get to. Like, my Cyber Acne and my new Caloric are like so far ahead of everything else that it was almost like I would have liked to have had more time with like Traxxas and Midas and stuff. So I feel like this gives us a good chance to like diversify a little bit. Maybe do like a Traxxas Mida kind of like have those ones be the two that are like far and away the biggest ones, or even like the Arachne or something, like if you're getting into PvP. So it's kind of an exciting time for the game. It seems like they're going to be adding some new stuff to it soon. Some more PvE content.
PvE is
only going to get better.
Some more just straight up PvP without any of the E in there as well, like just to have fun. So I love that they're experimenting, they're communicating, they're letting us know what they're going to be trying, without ever touching like the core of the game, which definitely is the gamble, right? I definitely have gotten better about my gear fear. Like I've just like whatever. I mean, I've gotten to that point where it's like I'm not good enough to even have a hope. And I was watching streams of like Chris and Dustin play and they have like all purple and gold and they're going in, they're just getting their fucking ass kicked.
Yeah.
So it's like if these guys who have played 150 plus hours are going in and just getting wiped, it's like, cool, this is the experience then. So I don't need to feel like, I just don't care. If we lose it, we lose it. Let's go back and get it. I think I'm going to play more solo as well. I think they're going to rearrange how solo rewards are. I think that we'll get more experience rewards for playing solo.
That's cool.
And I think that will allow me. There are some contracts that work almost better to play solo, and I love the game. Not as much as the teams are more fun, but I have consistently been playing solo marathon a couple times a week.
Yeah, like, it's legit. In the form it's in right now, it's still a fun game to play. The
sound design, like when you're alone, like the things that you hear that you don't hear normally before, and like getting into a fight with a runner when you're by yourself is so scary.
And gets the heart pumping.
So it's just, I just absolutely love it. It's like one of my favorite games in years.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's definitely like, when all is said and done, gonna join the echelon of like some of my favorite live service games, like your Rainbow Six Sieges, your you know, some of those other ones out there that I can't think of right now, but it'll be up there for sure.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing more and just seeing how it evolves. Playing with you guys, it's also, that's always been the great thing. Like, we have this little part of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday block, where we just hang out all the time. We play Marathon Tuesday. We do the show on Wednesday. That's been a blast. It's been super cool to just like spend more time with you and Kyle, and now Cream Lord's been jumping in and playing with us as well. So if anyone's out there and you guys want to play some marathons, let us know. But we generally will play on Tuesdays. That's kind of our main night. That's the only thing, is you can only get 3 players in a squad. So
for sure. Well, I'm always good to rotate too. You know, like I'll kind of like take a break or sit back. You know, like the other night when we were playing, actually, I had finished dinner, so I had like a barbecue chicken on the side here. So we'd be like playing, and then like between matches, I'd like, you know, sneak some chicken and then go back to playing again.
Yeah, man, I would have a hard time doing that. I think I was playing a solo round like not too long ago. I was on the weekend, where I was on call for work, so it's not like I'm not like actively working, but I have a little table next to my couch and my laptop is up, and it's like late Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening or something like that. Nothing's going, it's over. There's nothing happening anymore.
Right.
But of course I jump into like a solo round of marathon, and like a couple minutes into it in Dire Marsh, like someone's calling me or whatever. I'm like, fuck, damn it.
Yeah.
Like I gotta go like hide in a crate, you know, and like text the person back and get on the email,
right,
figure it out. And then of course like some runners out there, and like, but it does happen sometimes. You're like, oh, you get stuck, you get caught. But yeah, just so great. Can't wait to keep playing it. We'll keep talking about it.
I know. Season 2 will be fun. I'm excited.
June 2nd. So we're basically a little under 1 day less of 2 weeks. So 13 days away. So that'll be cool.
Yeah. I'd like to see some new maps too. Hopefully those get rolled out.
Yeah, they're doing Night Marsh, so they're doing, and I think it's not just the lights are out. I think they're going to change the way the map plays for Night Marsh. So that'll be fun. Cool. And then a real new map would be phenomenal for the season after that potentially. So that'd be great. The last thing before we sign off, a week from today, May 27th, 007 First Light is launching. I don't like pre-ordering games, but I pre-ordered this one because I'm starting to be a physical boy again.
Yeah, I did the same thing, man. I was kind of like, well, I mean, it's already like, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, if it means I get guaranteed a physical copy, then I'm okay pre-ordering like a week, 2 weeks out, you know.
Sure.
It's kind of when you get into like the month, like 6-month pre-order where I'm like, what are you doing? Yeah.
I don't know anything about this game yet.
Right.
But I've seen enough. I've heard enough. I'm down. I'm very excited for it.
Me too. It'll be it's a day one purchase for me too. I think I have it through Best Buy, so they'll ship it to me and hopefully it'll get there release day, but I'm excited about it. I got it on PlayStation, so
got it on my Xbox. I'm looking forward to it. I'll have 3 copies of 007 games physically. I'll have GoldenEye for the 64.
Yep.
I'll have Nightfire for original Xbox. and I will have this one.
Hell yeah! There you go.
I don't have too many of them, but it's kind of cool. Any final thoughts before we call it an evening?
No, I think we're good. I'm excited to play Grand Theft Auto 5. Just throwing it out there again. If you guys want to play through the experience point, we would love for you to join us. Yeah. So get on your Grand Theft Auto 5.
That's actually been like primarily what I've been playing lately, but I didn't really want to go into it because we're going to do it for the experience point. But I've probably played like 5 or 6 hours of it this week.
Cool. So I haven't downloaded it just yet, so I'll have to do that today or tomorrow.
Heck yeah. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been a long time since I played it, so it's been really cool to jump back in. But awesome. Well, thanks, man. This was great. It was great to just talk about games today.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to this. So thank you for
me too
for walking in with a nice list. It was cool to hear everything you've been playing through, and I'm excited to see what it's going to be like next time we do one of these.
Yeah, me too. I love this new format, like I said earlier. So it'll be nice to see. Interesting to see what Kyle will be playing too. I know he's out of the country right now, but
yeah, it's probably not too much. But by the time we get to that one, maybe he'll definitely be. I mean, I know he'll be playing Marathon. He's like more obsessed than even I am.
All right, he's in deep,
very in deep, which I get. I would be there too if I was single and living by myself.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, thank you all. We already know what our next episode is, but so just keep an eye out on the Discord for that. We're going to try and get a special guest in next week as well. So we'll keep you posted if that happens. But either way, we've got our plan. So stay tuned and we'll let you know. But until then, have a wonderful weekend, a safe weekend, and we will catch you next week. Later.
See you guys. Stay safe.